So in case Agile likes to wake up, I can use 5dB and he gets still gets a 4K if he's not careful too. So.
What is up, y'all? KRC Pinto here. Welcome back to Secret Sauce. We're going over some more BlazBlue Central Fiction today. I'm joined by Serpent, the premier Kagura main. Serpent, how you doing, man?
I'm doing great. Doing great.
Dude, so this character, you know, I've talked to a few people about who to talk to for Kagura, and everyone says Serpent. This is like your guy. What about him like makes you, want to play him so hard and explore him so deep? What's the connection you've got with this character?
Yo, big spiky hair, big sword. He's a Chad, man. I'm usually a sucker for characters with big swords and spiky hair, just because back when I was growing up, I used to like Final Fantasy 7 a lot because the main character Cloud has like spiky hair, big sword. He looks really cool, looks really Chad. He looks really awesome. And then when I watch like Berserk, and I see Gus with the big sword with the spiky hair, he just looks really freaking cool. And he reminds me of this character a lot too. So he looks really cool, and in the story, he's actually really nice too. Alright, so I really caught into him too. So
yeah, it doesn't hurt that he makes the life part melt a little bit, right? Definitely a nice perk.
Definitely nice, yeah. As for gameplay wise, CP1, I was bent on learning a few characters. Like Astral is one of them because he looked really awesome, and right now Hazma and Hakumen were really strong that time. So I was really bent on using one of those one of those few characters. I think Jin was one of them too. But then the DLC announcement came around. It was Jeremy and this looking character. I was like, oh, this character looks freaking awesome. I want to make this character. So, but when I witnessed that he's going to be a kind of a charged and a slow character for a bit, I was willing to bet on it that like this character's going to be kind of mid or low tier-ish, but I was willing to go through that trouble just to like mess around with it. So I was really curious. But as I looking through like some old videos like from Jordal and all that stuff too, so I found out like this character does huge amount of damage, and I was like, ooh, this character is really nice. Oh, he has a command grab and a couple of Orbs. I'm in. So from there on, I started making this character and started messing around with him too.
I love it, man. Yeah, he's got a lot to work with, a lot of cool tools, a couple stances and stuff, and we're gonna get through all that today. Are you ready to dive into it?
You're ready to dive anytime.
All right, let's do it. All right, man. So I always like to start off with the elevator pitch of a character. So, sell me on Kagura in a sentence. Why should someone pick this character up?
For good reasons. Here's the damage here. This why? Because he is he's very high risk, high reward character that dishes so much damage that he can get away with it. However, his neutral game was not the greatest in the world because he can get punished for a few things like recovery, stances and stuff too. But that's besides the point because he's a high risk and high reward character with stylish moveset. He is slow on one end too, and he's a charge character too. So against his own fireballs, flash kick, and instant overhead too. So yeah, but he does have a bunch of tools that can call on situations too that makes him like pretty dangerous character to be up close to, especially the damage he can give out.
Yeah, I mean that combo is no joke. He's one of those characters where like you see his combos and like there's always a point in them where I'm like, oh, it's over, and then it's not over, and he just keeps going. Like
he keeps going and going. He's very like kind of a snowbally momentum character that will just dish out so much damage and just get away with it too. And the next like 2-3 hits, you're pretty much done.
He's got decent health too, right? So he can like take a little bit of punishment on the like if things get flipped on him.
About 11.5k. That's like more than the average character health too. So usually the average is like 11,000, and the lowest health you can go through is from like 10k to 9k. So they're pretty. Any character with 10k, you probably better watch out because you can like dish out 2 combos and you're pretty much done with it.
Let's talk about his drive mechanics. So everyone in BlazBlue has a drive button. It's a special thing that's attached to just them. Walk me through Kagura's, what it does, how it's useful, and how you like to use it.
So stances. He has 3 different stances for each direction. So he has neutral stance, forward stance, and downward stance too. It also has an air stance, but they all fall the same category. So forward, downward, and neutral. So three of my three each. So this one right here is 5DA. 5DA is a guard point move that can actually punch someone from mid screen. Has guard point against body of all characters, but you'll lose to against throw and low. So it's always a good thing. You can use it in the mid screen, anti-air. You can keep yourself safe in case things go really bad too. Why 5B is your traditional command grabs. If you can witness the damage you can pull off like this, you can get away with it, and you get like about like almost 4K from that too. Yeah, the command grabs with this character is pretty scary too. Once he touches you too. So and the next one is 5DC. 5DC is your anti-air too. So yeah, like that. Like you can use that 5DC as like a situational anti-air here. So you got to be like really keep in mind that like some cases he's really slow doing this too. So but if you call him like a person double jumping or they do it like a dive kick or a falling kamikaze normal, you can this one is always a good way to answer it too. So you can get that counter hit to a wall bounce and you can combo into it too, like that. But for like normal hit in general, you can just do like BFAF or like a 2DA or something. If I can land it. You can do this kind of damage. Okay. All right, next one. All right, forward stances. That is one of Kagura's main iconic moves, like Wyvern. Everyone kind of gets hit by it. Everyone gets hit by it easily because it lunges him forward, goes through projectiles. So it helps out in situations where like opponents like throw a projectile at you in your face too. So you want to use it like very situational, like not from this screen, but usually you want to throw them like kind of in the mid screen if they're gonna throw a fireball at you too. It's kind of a little janky too because it also has a hurt box on his sword too, and also some characters can really trip him over if the player's not really careful what they're doing too, because they could bait you from like throwing this one and they can just low profile easily. To some characters will do that too. Some won't have the ability to do it, so it's kind of hard for them. But this one should be always used for like going through projectiles, or you can use it for spacing tools just to judge your opponents if they're gonna go forward or run at you or whatnot. So it's always a good way to like give them a check too. But at times you want to use that through projectiles.
Gotcha.
Next one is 60A. This one was like changed during CPE. I think people didn't really know about it too. So 60A will go through like mids. It's kind of exactly like 5DA is, but for 60A it has it involved like about like 130 frames body involved. So you can go through like Agil's little big kick right here. All right. See, we'll go through the kick.
Right.
Just like that. Like that, you can go through that one. You can go through like maybe Ragnar's normals. You can go through like a person that has like a ridiculous normal. You can even go through like Izio is for Riser, which is a body head, not a projectile. So you can actually go through that too. So it's actually really nice to like give them a good call out where like if they throw like a mid range normal right there, you can just call this out easily and does fatal. When it does fail, you can damage it, double into it, and do like this. It'll be a clean lead too, and sometimes it will be like fatal. You can combo into it in the corner too to get like 4K or something. So it's really nice to use it like now and then too. But they're always situational. They're always good call outs too. I like that's why I see like around like stances for Kagura. So Kagura in general is most of the stances are gonna be big call outs too. So just in case like opponent does this, opponent does that. You can call out with like through 68, or you can call them out with like if they're gonna jump at you with this one, or maybe anti-air with this one too. So yeah, and also 60B his slow cross up. These are one of these gimmicks where like Kagura will like do go around behind you and do this to you, and you still can get big damage from it. It's kind of gimmicky too because the opponent gonna end up jumping away from it too, because yeah, they're really kind of like sneaky a little bit too. They're really like that one of those characters where like this button does like one thing and people won't notice it too. usually step away from this move because it's slow. It can be jump into, but I usually use this like in other situations. Like I do Kodomos and I'll just do 60B. Like, oops, not that one. And I'll just do 60B if I can get it. In case that thing happens, or like that, and that one. Just to be a little sneaky too, but I don't use it like too often too because stances kind of get murdered by other mechanics too, or they can just jump away or delay wake up too. So, but it's also gets big damage off of it too if I can get it.
It does look like it's got like a decent little like visual mix up with the 60A as well. Like the startup of those look pretty similar.
Yep, they do. No, that's supposed to be Kodomos, but it's fine. It's okay. yeah. It's it's pretty chic. They have a visual idea of like 60 and 60B too. So anyway, next one, and also they have like a kind of a lingering hurt box. It's body involved, but it doesn't really last long enough until he crosses you up too. So like 68, it lasts longer, while the other one does like 1 to 20 something.
Gotcha.
Yeah, there's some cases that it's kind of cursed at times too. So yeah, but I don't use it too often though to an neutral game because I know my opponent that they might just OD reaction or just jump. So, but I'll use it like kind of sparingly at times. So anyway, down stance. All right, down stance. Everyone's favorite overhead. 2DA, the net play overhead. Everyone gets hit by this. Even someone who plays net play for a long time will get hit by it. Even in offline, they get hit by this. So this move is overhead, leads to a fireball combo. It's about 21 frames, I believe, like after stance. Because stance is like about 9 frames too, so kind of about close to 29 or something. For kind of that. The arrow overhead gets into this combo and does a lot of damage as usual too. even without the fireball, it still does big damage by doing this. Sweep. Still does big damage. Even without the corner carry. It's pretty scary stuff. And also this button is an air move, air normal now, so you can't really call the stance on ground, so you can actually just go on and cancel it too. You can always go for Kodomos and stuff too. So one of the many things that Kagura players will always do is use throw 2DA. All right, next one is Surfboard. Yeah, his chat Surfboard. It's one of the many enders that he does too. It's one of his traditional ender. So usually when you end a combo, you do a sweep, Surfboard, and just throw a fireball on their faces too. And also this one will lead to a Surfboard too. It's mostly used as a combo ender, and it leads to a fireball Oki. They changes from CF1 to CF2 because it usually just knock down and not blast you far away in this version. And it really helps out a lot because in this one you can actually see the opponent lift up and push forward, and you can throw a fireball Oki in there too. So it kind of helps a lot too. And also it also helps me get to this too. The flash kick. That's another good change from CF1 to CF2. So this will actually help extend this combos. And just do this. So it's really nice. Throwing digital enders too. You can also RC it and just I'll show you an example. So Surfboard, you give him a command grab or something, or you can keep give him the string. You just keep going, or you can just do a command grab again, or you can do pretty sneaky overhead too. A lot of tricks to it too, so to make your opponent think. And I imagine some people will start doing it after they watch this video. All right, and last one is 2DC. And I also want to explain the air stats too, what they'll look like. So this one, this is one of his combo fillers. 2DC helps him get into this, and leads to that too. So this one will actually help him be your combo filler for it to get to mid screen to corner damage you, or you can get Wyvern to do this. So it's basically a good combo filler, and also it has a interesting vacuum effect too. So the first hit will just pull you in, and then he does the last hit too. So it's a mid to low hit too, but And also, a lot of people get hit by the mid to kind of the low because they're kind of like expecting the overhit too. So a lot of people will get hit by it. So, kind of if you like see it, I can do 5DA and do like a command grab mix or something. But if they attack though, if they attack. And also a good way to be sneaky is get a command grab. Get a command grab.
Dude, these command grab setups, these are brutal.
Yeah, I know. These are very sneaky command grabs too, as well. Also be a good way to get a combos too. Like, let's see. If I can do it right. And be really sneaky. It'd be nice, but the thing about Final 2DC is that, like, it's pretty slower than what it used to be. It used to be like 60 frames, now it's like 18. I think it was 18, I believe. So now it's a little slower. I guess they're trying to make 2DB at the actual kind of close filler while like compared to 2DC too. So they're trying to use 2DB more often over 2DC. At least that's what I'm guessing from the changes too. So other than that, you can still like just land like Wyvern to do this too. Or I'll just do like a simple combo here. And just fill this in too. But I'm pretty sure at the end of the combo, you probably end up like doing like two Serpent over 2DC since it's a little more slow too. So, and also air stances. Stances. Well, they have like couple different directions. So every time I do like one of these stances here, you can actually do like back stances. Will they can falling down. They can go fall down from if you hold down. It's like you press stance and then you hold the direction you're going to, like let's say backward stance. Well, not that one. And you press this or down directional down, and regular down is just right here. And the other one does this too. Or down forward. You can only hold like about, let's say, 5 directions, I think. I believe, if I can remember. Yeah, 5. Like one forward, one down forward, one down back, and back. And like the keyboard says, 4, 1, 2, 3, and 6. So it also helps us with this combo filler. If I could show an example of what it looks like. Let's see. 5C. Pulls in the back. It's actually, yeah, that one's pretty nice too. It also helps a lot too. It's kind of gaming it at times too, but it also kind of helps out about situations where like if you want to escape the corner, you can always like go for that. Unless your opponent's not thinking about it, you can do like that one or Wyvern to keep it canceled too if they're not really doing anything sneaky, or you can just do 68 or something just to get out of the corner, just to get away.
Right.
But that's the only thing I know about it. Other than that, it's pretty good for a combo filler, and and you can use it for escape routes too. So trying to get away from the corner if you don't want a flash kick, like high jump and then just do stance. But sometimes at times you want to use it kind of sparingly too, because you can still get hit by it too. So like when you like dive down and people can just hit you with like one button. Depends on what stance you're into. Like 5DA, people will still get hit by this, and 68 will hit you if you throw like a body normal and not low. So it's pretty tricky stuff. Pretty tricky stuff if people are not like well aware of it. Or other than that, you can just murder people with like just a OD with it. Yeah, because some of the stances and C normals, they can get like really murdered by with OD activation too if you're not very careful. Because Kagura is a high risk and high reward character, so it won't be a high risk, high reward without high reward without the risks. So it's pretty dangerous if they're not aware of the OD or anything else too.
Now we've gone through like what all the stance moves are and stuff. The stances themselves, they have like an ability to like chain together, right? Like you can go from one stance to the other, but like without going backwards. Is that right?
Yeah. Oh yeah, you can go do one each stance at a time. Let's see. 5DA, Wyvern, Serpent, that's all my 3 sets. You can only go up to 3. However, in OD, you can actually do this multiple times, but you can't chase the same stance over and over. So, like let's say for example, I do 5DA, I can't 5DA again, so I have to cancel to another stance. So, let's try it again. So yeah, you can keep on doing it all day.
That's pretty
It's
funny.
pretty fun to do. Pretty fun to do. So yeah, you can do this for multiple times too. But I would advise not to do it. I would advise use OD just for big damage payouts so you can secure the round.
What's your favorite move of his and why? Can be normal, special, whatever you like best.
Yeah, people will say wyvern, but sometimes the wyverns can be a little janky at times. Sometimes I do really well calling out good wyvern. Sometimes I kind of fail at doing it because I get sweep. So it can't be wyvern, but there's always 68 or 5DC, but they're not the right unique ones for me too. One thing that really saves my life at times too, like every time you're doing this big gorilla monster, he will just like do a couple strings in here and there, and he would just cross you up like it's nobody's joke here. And I'll probably show you an example why I like this one unique move that he does. This is the move. This flash kick. This flash kick saves my life every time. It gets me into a combo. And it gets me this. And it gives me big damage. That's what I like about this move. This flash kick saves my life every single time. Yeah, I don't want to get crossed up by this huge monster, and I can get free damage off of it too. And I can get away with it.
There's two versions of flash kick, right? One's just anti-air, one's full reversal.
Yeah, one's anti-air, one's reversal too. The thing about trick about the CFAF right here is that like it'll go straight up, but Kagura leans kind of forward, a little bit forward. So usually most of the time it'll miss at times too. So yeah, and it's part of like kind of like his like they made a dead change in CPE, where like the flash kick he has like back in CP 1.1 were like really strong too, especially for this kind of flash kick where he can just continue comboing if it's counter hit too. So it's also and it also gives like combo, air combo, and then to a super, and he can just get away with it too. So they kind of like adjust it a bit too. So in regular CP, you just have like a 9-frame flash kick here, a 9-frame flash kick, and then there's like the CFAP version too, which is makes him go straight up too. So yeah, the thing about like CFAP is that it will usually hit or miss. Like if they like try to cross you up, combo will just end up just like missing too. So it won't give him full, and this is what this anti is for, just to stop jump-ins coming at you too. So like if they try to cross you up, BFF will always be there trying to cover everything too. CFF, however, will be meant for using reversals like ground reversals and stuff too. So
gotcha.
Also, what's good thing about this flash kick is that you can just do this. You can run flash kick. You can always run that up and just BFF them. Like you see like Izanami in the air, you see like a light G in the air. You just want to shot them through, like snipe them. And here's the flash kick. Just hit him. Or even Rachel, you can actually snipe him against Rachel. Oh, it's really nice. So, and the key to like how to do this is just dash forward 6-6 and then hold 3, and then you can just BFF him. So it's actually pretty nice.
Next, we're gonna start talking about some like gameplay concepts. Like we'll go through neutral pressure and stuff. So when I ask you these questions, I'm not necessarily asking you what the optimal thing to do is. I'm asking what like you like to do. I want to know about how Serpent plays.
Just to be like really straightforward, the strings for Kog, like his neutral in general for Kagura isn't the greatest in the world too. It's the greatest in the world too because of his recovery, his situations, or keeping him safe too. There's other stuff in situations where like he might get hurt by, so that's why I don't try to like go in as hard as some other Kagura players do. Like I focus on trying to play the ground game, neutral, throw fireballs when need to be too, throw ranges when it needs to be, or I usually have like my opponent call to me too. So usually my opponent will just come there and come at me with like they're throwing their buttons, jumping at me, BFApping. It's just ready to react at times too. So I probably kind of play a little bit passive, just to like kind of contest what my opponent's going to actually do. They're gonna IED over me, they're gonna run at me too, or I'm gonna throw this fireball just to be safe. And Kagura's not really like a rushdown character too. He's more like very kind of situational, high risk, high reward character. High risk, high reward character. Sometimes you want to make a good call out just to be sure if they're gonna do something. Like if they're gonna throw like a long range normal, 68 will always be a good answer too. If they're gonna throw like a fireball, wyvern if you need to. So I gotta be like in like this range just to get you some damage here too. So when it needs to be called out too.
He's
and range is like not as bad too, even though it's kind of long recovery. 2D like 2C 5C will always like kind of help out in situations to contest my opponent if they're gonna jump or not too. So I'll just use 2C surfboard. If they're gonna jump at me, I can BFAP, or I can just like I could just like 5A too. So like I'll have like Astral try to jump at me with like, let's see, this enemy too. So I get 5 AM and shot him point back. And this is a 5-frame anti-air. This is a 5-frame anti-air. Really fast, pretty good. Gets me a counter hit. It gets me like 3K, and I get the advantage too. Yeah, he gets me advantage too. You know, if I want to play a little bit more like spacing right here, I can always have like JC too. JC is also really good too because it's fast. They made it a little better. They got rid of the land recovery. We can use the air-to-air normal too. So, and a lot of characters have a hard time answering this move too because it's like it sticks out, has a big hitbox there, barely any hurtbox on this move. So yeah, it's kind of hard to answer for a few things.
I was gonna say that looks like it would be disjointed. Does it have like a decent disjoint on it?
Oh yeah, it's pretty just disjointed.
Gotta love a big sword character.
That's a big sword character. Yep. His JC is really good. They made him good buffs too. And also, I like to talk about his strings too. His strings are kind of limited compared to other characters too. So, like usually the 3 strings you will always be doing as Kagura will be 2A, 5B, and 2B. Those moves alone will be your actual like strings too, because these strings will kind of help you save your life a little bit too. Because a lot of his normals like 6B, the C normals and stances will kind of murder you. It will kind of murder you if they're gonna plan to do like a OD overdrive and just punish you for it too. So it's just something you have to be really keep aware of too. But sometimes the opponent will not gonna throw OD willy-nilly all the time. Sometimes they won't expect it. But if you get like pretty obvious stuff like 5C or 6B normals, then they'll definitely kind of punish you for it too. Well, I think for 6B, I think you can play a little bit of safe with 6B, but it's just that the recovery is still right there. It could be like a 5A punish or whatnot too, so something to keep in mind. All right, it's like 5A, like 2A, 5A to 2B, 5B. 5B is also your really good pressure tool right here. This pressure tool is neutral on block and also leads to like 5B to 6B, which is like that. You just have to hit 5B again. Once you hit 5B again, becomes that kind of a target combo, and also can use as like a kind of a frame trap too. So to guess for your opponent. See, if you try to match right there, you will still like able to lose to it. Even if you IB it too, you will still lose to it too. So it's also a good way to like call out for a frame trap too, just to contest them too. And if you're not feeling confident of like doing strings like this too, you can always do like a 2A just to give him a good check here. And also, what's a good way to for it too is actually 2DB. 2DB is not very great normal, but it's also good for fill up of your string too. So in case I do like 2A, if they're like a barrier block, so it will reach like kind of like a right there too. So, but also a good way to like just in case your opponent likes to like weigh on you and try to keep you familiar with the string right here too. You can always cancel like 5B to do like a short whiff right there. So it's kind of like how similar Ragnar's 2C works too. Like you do like 5B 5C 2C to limit the recovery and keep on doing the string too. Because it's always like really tricky to see like a Ragnar player to like switch from that to 2D too. So it's kind of similar how Kagura does it too. But it's also kind of minus for a little bit too. But helps you keeps giving you a fake out. Or you can just do that, delay, and just do like 2B, 6B. Either make him guessing too. And the strings, there's also one of the strings you have to do like 6B to 5C. You throw a fireball at it. I'll throw a fireball at it too. 5C. And if you get by like AOR, you can actually combo into it too. Like probably for example. Or if you get hit by fireball again. You can just like do like that. Yeah. Most of all of the strings are just like are really short too, especially where they come into like. Also, some of the other B strings can come into like big C, almost like this to 6C, or this one to 6C. This with the 2C as well too. Yeah, most of the strings are not that much. Are not that much.
Are you like when you're doing your strings, right? So these are the more like airtight frame stripe kind of thing. How often are you trying to like pepper in a stance in a string, like when you think you can get away with it? Is that something you're commonly doing in your pressure, or are you kind of saving those for specific situations?
On stances, just to eliminate like C recovery too. Like for stances, if I feel really confident, they have like nothing on them too. So usually I do like 6B, 3C to stance to keep it safe too. Unless they AIB, they can actually punish it too. Sometimes I'll do 6B and go for a stance too, or 6B to do this just to be sneaky, because most of the time people might get hit by this. Some people won't once they start understanding me what I do. And also for like 6B in general too. They talk about 6B, like how 6B works too. 6B will be your Pseudo 50-50 in a way too, and they'll like lead to like 3C. They'll lead to Kodomos. They can lead to like another stance move to like 6A or overhead too. Also, it's a good way to like bait someone's OD too, because it will help them out in situations where like if they try to counter it against your counter against you with like OD and stuff, like for like a C normal or a stance, you can just cancel it with a jump in, and then they just like throw their OD like for nothing too. But also they can't be scared if they have like OD access, because they have like different kind of probably known as like Jins and stuff too. They can be like pretty scary and whatnot. But so this was always a good way to like just to give them like a check too. Or I could just restart the string, just do like 6B, JB, JA. Also a good way to restart your string too. And also for like 6B, I could contest them, like I could just contest them and just do throw 5C too. Like 6B to 5C, like it. 6B to 5C in general, or KCAC as like a frame trap too. They're not really like a gapless string, but this thing right here are really like they are really like catching for people who want to match buttons too. So like 6B 5C, if they get decked by 5C, then that's gonna be the end of their life, or at least half their health will probably be gone if they hit by 5C. And 6B to like delay to like 3C can also be tricky too. So if I like hit you with this, I can answer with like Wyvern to surfboard. Or if I want to be more kind of a little optimal, I could just go throw 3C to. All right.
I wanna go back to neutral for a second. So so your neutral game, it sounded a lot like you're kind of pulling influence from the way like Guile plays, right? They have similar kits. Obviously, Kagura is an anime jacked up Guile, but you know,
in some degree, yeah. In some degree, he plays like kind of like Guile a little bit too, but sometimes he'll try to throw like high risk, high reward, like the stances he can do too. So it's like Guile's moves mixing with a bit of like stylish stances or strong callouts too. But at the same time, he can be punished for like in situations where like if I try to go for a call, I can get punished for through 60A and people just jump over me and just hit me, or I'll try to throw a Wyvern and they throw like a low profile move and they can just punish me for it too. So there's like other things to it, but they have like kind of the same trait as Guile, where you throw fireballs right here too. And also I show you another technique, but kind of similar to Guile's, where he can throw like booms and stuff too. Like he throws sonic booms, but if you hold like one then release 3, you can still maintain your charge between fireballs and BFAF too. So it's also a good way to like contest your opponent if you're like they're trying to IED over it.
I want to talk about the properties of those sonic booms a little bit too, because there's 2 different versions of it. One of which I think they both gain hits as they travel, correct?
Yeah.
And then
so how fireballs work, as they travel through the screen, their attack level increases. So as the screen falls through, their orbs get really bigger and bigger, and they get more hits too. Like the first hit will be like only 1 hit, and this range it could probably 2 hits. No, not yet. 2 hits. Yeah. This will be 2 hits, and then back where it's gonna be 3 hits, and this one will probably be the same thing too. So this one is like 6 hits. This will be 6 hits. This will be 2 hits. This will be 4 hits, I guess. And then this one will be like probably 5 or 4, still 4. Then probably maybe 5. Nah, so probably full screen is probably 6. That's probably the best I can do. I can do too. So their attack level grows as they flow to the screen too. So I'll probably throw another example. Like let's go for new. So I'll throw a orb for example, and let's see if he, because regular orb in point blank, the move gets like neutralized too. Like that one like already gets neutralized, but if it's like close to like where new is, see like look, just right there, yeah. You see how the level like increases as it goes too. So it's like if new was too late not to snipe it, it will just like go past through, it will still hit new. So there's kind of like some good things about the Kagura Fireball, where like it will grow as it comes by too. And for B Orb, it can slow it down, but will keep going, but it won't destroy it at least.
The B one also like changes velocity as it travels, right? Like it gets faster as it moves.
Yeah, it goes slow at first, and it gets faster as it moves too. But if you try something with like a projectile, will kind of slow down, but the activation will still be in existence right there too. So, and also what's a good thing about B Orb in general too is that actually it's plus 10 on block.
Nice.
That's the only frame the plus frame that Kagura has. Yep.
We've said a lot up to this point that Kagura is a high risk, high reward character. You know, he can convert into a ton of damage, and I feel like a lot of that plays into his neutral a bit. I think you already touched on this a little bit, but just to summarize, so you know he has this giant sword, which if you just looked at it, you'd be like, wow, this character probably has huge buttons and covers a lot of space in neutral. But the trade-off is that these are kind of slower, high recovery, right?
Yeah, slow and high recovery, like 6C, 5C, 2C. They really kind of like, if you're not like really, how should I say this? Like if you don't hit them with like one of the 5C and 2C, he can be in a vulnerable state where he can get literally punished pretty hard too. Especially on like when you try to do 2C and they IAD over you too, or if I try 6C and they can really push you with like a 5B normal like Ragnar, I can really get screwed if I'm not careful too. If I'm not careful, but once you just hit them like on point right here, then it's big damage, right? Big damage for them too. Even like 1.5C can get like the 3K, or I can just do this from this range and keep converting damage as I go. And the most important part about playing as Kagura is that once you get the hit, you have to make a count too, because you won't get a second chance. You won't be able to get a second chance if you don't win neutral again too. So that's one of the tricky things about Kagura too. So you make sure to make your hits on point and make sure you get like the knockdown for it too, because you probably won't get a second chance if your opponent leaves.
So you really want to like, as opposed to filling the screen with crap, you really want to like kind of see what your opponent's doing and be smart about where you put that big old sword. Yeah.
Yeah, be smart about it too. If they're weighing in like this and they're trying to move or something, 2C will always like kind of be there to be stick down, and it could get hit by it. Once they get hit by it, and if you're like Serpent or RC, they can really decimate somebody too. So. And also 5C, sometimes 5C for me, 5C in general too. Literally, like if opponent tries trying to jump over me and I just aim like my 5C perfectly and they get like counter for hitting an air normal, it just wall bounces and I could just convert with A Orb, and makes it like a lot more easier for me to like get my converted damage too. Yeah, see how much news. And I'll just do a flexi combo right here. And look at that. News health is almost on. Yep. News health is almost gone. Just like that.
Man. That must feel terrible to have happen to you.
Yeah, I know.
That's a bad time.
Like any 5C normal, like I throw, and if they get hit by like counter hit, and I throw an A Orb at it, they can really die. They can really disappear too. I can make them go away with just 1.5C and get away with it. So that's the scary thing about like Kagura, is just like getting that one good juicy C normal.
All right, so you said that it's really important to make sure once you get the hit that you snowball it into a victory. So let's talk about his Okazumi game. Big in this game. He's got his orb, he's got, a big sword, and he's gonna kill you, so I'm sure there's a lot of fear involved in it. What's your go-to way to keep things going once you get a knockdown?
I think once I get a knockdown, I try to do like Serpent and A-Orb to Oki. It's not the greatest thing in the world because some people, there'll be ways to like, people will just delay wake up, but it also helps out to like think about their situation. Like if they're like slowly getting knocked down right here, if they don't tech, I could just end up like 3C'ing or give them a good 5B check just to be sure that if they try to roll and stuff too. Try to roll. So A-Orb would be one of your mid-screen Okis right there. And then when you go to like Oki's in the corner too, he has like a bunch of stuff that he can do. Like I do like simple 5D 2DB. I can get to a B orb out too. So just make them contest them. And also it's +10 on blocks. So B orb +10. I can contest them to a little bit too. And if I do like that to flash kick, I can get an A orb, but they'll be able to roll that too. So we got like countless stuff. Like if this like A-Orb will get roll through, then I can always rely on 5B as my Oki tool. So also a good way for me to check. Like I'll do like let's see, let's give it an example here. So like in case Agile tries to like this doesn't wake up, I can hit him with 5B, and one little 5B can lead to like a reset combo right there too. So if I let like have Agile be hard knockdown, I could just 5B him, just give him a check, so we can make some force in the tech. Because if I hit him with like 5B, then he can get like another 4K damage from Kagura too. So, but I'll probably throw one in example too. So. So in case like Agile likes to wake up, I can use 5DB and he still gets some 4K if he's not careful too. So that's also a good check for Azrael. But in general too, Azrael can just wake up Growler, just to ignore like AA ors. But there's always 5B that'll actually help out too. Just in case like if Azrael doesn't want to wake up like a quick get up, it does like quick get up, and I can use 5B just to like reset the damage and stuff. 5B is always a good way to give him a good check too. So. Do it. Surfboard, flash kick, forward 5B. Some opponents will try to roll out of it too. They'll get caught by 5B. So it's also a good way to like give him a good check. In case you want to do like A-Orb. So for the options after Oki, so usually I go for options, go for regular shoots just to contest them too. So people love to like either jump out or jump out of situations too. If they try to jump out, 5B will stuff them every time too. So. If they try to roll back, 5B will stuff them too. So for like 50-50 straight, for 50-50 situations too, like after like 5B. So if they tech it, you can give him like instant overhead too, which is like you just hold 5B and hold up, and you can just give him like a good instant overhead. Try again. You can instant overhead, you can keep going with the 5B low, or you can be like, or you can go for a command grab if they're not gonna do anything. I mean, there is an option to backdash too, but I think Kodomos will actually up the cover too, and also 5B alone too. Like if they try to backdash out of a corner, there's always two ways to look after it too. And also, he also has the safe jump too, as well. So for safe jumps, after you do like CFAF and stuff, you jump in CFAF. So CFAF to punish them if they try to do a wake up normal. This works against characters who have like 9-frame reversals or more. So it will always work out. It will always like be a Malvin no matter what. So let's probably, for example, let's see. Let's go switch characters a little bit. I'll do with Ragna here. So yeah, for safe jumps. All right, here we go. Do CFAF. All right, here we go. And this is it will beat him every time, no matter what the case is. So, however, characters who have 9 frame norms like Izanami, for example, will always lose to it too. Because they only work against like characters that have like it'll be that. So just keep in mind too. So it's a similar way to like 5DB to a 4B Orb too. You'll beat him that one too. So just to keep in mind too.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm surprised at how much utility the 5B ended up like having throughout this. Like I feel like that's come up in a few sections now where like a lot of things hinge on that move. Like I'm kind of shocked. It's
yeah. It's pretty good for like a really good strong Oki tool too. Oki tool as well too. So like people try to like be grounded and then you can use a 5B to pick them up too. You use 5B to give them like a check too as well. There's 2 different kinds of like kind of Oki tools for 5B too. The one with like 5B where you see like the blue B and stuff too, they can actually tech out of it too. But if you do like micro dash barrier or dash break, you can actually get the timing down too. So they'll actually come to test them too, so you won't get the blue beat. Oh, that's not what I want. I didn't mean to do it. And if they try to roll, let me see. So if they try to roll, let's see. Example. Hope if I did it right. Yep, it'll lose to it every time too. So as for I think they can cover back roll. Yep, they can go back roll. Yep.
Damn.
Just like that.
5B, the goat. Who knew?
Yep. It'll be just like that. Even if like in like quick get ups too, they will actually still get stuck by it too. And also there's another move that's stuck by it, but it's not very good for Oki tools. But I'll use it now and then too, just in case I want to contest my opponent too if they try to roll too. So let's give an example here. If they try to roll against me, if I see a character try to roll, they get decimated too. Especially for like characters who are like kind of middle low, they'll try to roll out situations that will like feel like they can break free too. So I see this like a couple times too. So all right, let's give an example. All right, there's an example for 6B if they get hit. You don't want to get hit by this for anybody because that's big damage for Kagura if they want to get hit by that. I'll probably show an example right here. Oh damn, I messed up.
I mean, that still was some serious damage.
Yeah, like if I do this onto my opponents and they get erased completely.
Yeah, jeez.
That's pretty scary. As for 6B, it's not a really good Oki tool because of the recovery too. So you're able to give opponent enough time to like kind of mash out too. So you don't want to use 6B. I'll use 6B in case that like if I try to use it sparingly. In case my opponent's trying to be a little too cheeky on their like get up options. So if they try like sit there, I'll just do 6B and 5C and just end your life like there.
Fair enough.
So yeah, 5B works pretty well too. But make sure you want to do dash up and dash barrier too to make it work. Because if you try to do like dash up 5B, it will get the blue B and they'll take out of it and then they can just get away. So make sure you try to do that just to be sure. Also gives them enough time to do like other stuff like instant Photomos, or you can just keep doing 5B, or you can just get a command grab and just get away with it. And also, people tend to do their backdash too, so contest them a little bit too. Like, if you see a 5B, if they get hit by 5B, you can actually combo into it. Or if I fight with 5B, if they backdash, I can hold up for 2A and stop them from doing anything. So 5B is really good for like a good Oki tool as well. Also, for day 1 Oki, I mean, this one still works though too. This one still works as well as an Oki tool. And BFF and the Konomos, it'll sometimes do its work as well too. But like every like Aorb flash kick, they'll kind of roll out of it too. Aorb kind of helps too, but but they're vulnerable to like 9 frame DPs.
Let's talk about Kagura on defense. We already went over this a little bit because your favorite move happens to be his flash kick, which obviously is a great defensive tool. But just for the sake of being thorough, you know, it's a fighting game. Sometimes you have to block, you have to play D. What do you usually do with Kagura when you have to play a defensive game? What's like your go-to mindset for playing defense with him?
Easy. Wake up 2DA. Okay, no. Don't do that, please.
Everyone do that. Dude, next tournament, what is it, Combo Breaker next? It's like everyone's going to be wake up 2DA.
Oh my god, that'll be insane. If they
top 8's all Kagura because everyone did that the whole time.
Everyone did that the whole time. They get destroyed too. So usually I don't want to block at times. So my go-tos are always like been BFAF, CFAF. If people want to jump at me, I can always answer the 5A to stop them from coming in, because 5A is a very good one. It's a very fast 5-frame move. It will come up and jump at you, and then you can just 5A for a counter, and you can always go for like a 6C as well too. Or sometimes in situations at times, sometimes my go-to move will, like, if they try to do like block streams all the time and dash up barrier and all that stuff, I always give them like kind of a good check too, just to be sure as well too. And sometimes people will try to back out. So I play a man named Dante. So usually we'll do like a stream to like 5BB, which is like 5BB is where his last hit was like +5 or something. And he tries to back up, trying to shimmy with a 5C or something. I always have like this baby in check too if he tries to do it too. So he'll probably get mad at me every time I throw this I throw this out too. So this one, like right here, I'll just throw it out, and I'll just like, I was like, this guy, I forgot this guy's a lord. I hate Serpent very much. Usually I just do this and then just try to get away with it too, or against a character that's like body normals and stuff too. But usually like 5B is also a good way too, as well too. And sometimes for like characters like that tries to like air dash at me, like let's say Terrami will do like this too. I'll probably react to 5D or not flash kick or 5A. So this one can act like as like a anti-air. It gives me fatal too. Gives me a combo. So probably need defensive options. Sometimes I'll do that too. B5 flash, like you said, it will always kind of help me out in situations too. But if I know opponent's coming to AID me, I try to 5A. But if I know like a hitbox where their hitbox is kind of destroyed to like 9s and stuff, I won't try to 5A. I'll try to like 5DC instead. 5DC instead too. Like sometimes 9 will like teleport right there, and I always have like 5DC to come and check too. So it's also a good defensive option, but it's kind of slow. For strings 5B has always been really helpful because his 5B is kind of destroyed too, because there's like multiple hitboxes on his leg too. I always have the 5B in check too. So since Arachnus Hurtbox has like a Hurtbox on its own too, it also helps me the fact that like I use 5B to counter against it. Yep, I always counter against it just to be sure that they try to do something weird too. Sometimes a random player will do a dash break just to contest me too, but if they try to do a 5B again, that can actually contest them. Also a good way. Or I could just be like any other Eric flash kicker right here. I could just throw flash kick maybe. But sometimes I want to throw like other normals down them too. So one thing that really contested me to like not use flash kick more often was that one tournament at an Anime Ascension where I think Chiz-chan got me into this whole like try to use an exercise move where like I do like a set with somebody. I think I did a set with Adroff, and he told me not to use flash kick in neutral. I was like, I told him that was like my go-to that leads me into my combos too. So, but he told me I can use flash kick in combos, but not flash kick in the actual match too. So they made me contest me if how often I flash kick and stuff too. So they made me really wonder like, what are my other defensive options other than just like flash kick? So I try to contest it with like more normals, my normals as well too, 5B and as well too. So it made me think about like my defensive options a little bit more too, so which is really nice to know. So like using 5B, 5A in another situation, or using one of my stances as well. So it actually really helps a lot. if you plan to play Kagura too, make sure you be really stylish. Damage hit. That's the one thing. Damage him as best as possible because you won't want to like not get another chance to. And also, if you really wanted to like decimate a lot of people with just like crazy call outs and stuff too, you should totally play Kagura too. I mean, I've been playing Kagura for like about like since CP, and I'm always enjoying playing stuff because I'm always like kind of experimenting, crafting on what kind of things I can do with this character and trying to make stuff like make things happen too. You probably see me like last couple matches like NLBC, Bums Tournament, another major like Combo Breaker or Enemy Ascension or 102. There's always ways to like call out in situations where I can get out big damage for kind of like no reason. I just end up getting away with it. I try to help myself be more a little bit crafty, try to be more a little creative and stuff too, and always try to get the damage the best I can too as well. So just remember when you hit the damage, make it count because you might not get a second or chance to. And also, don't be scared to like flash kick.
Don't be scared to flash kick. That's right.
Don't be scared of flash kick. Always be ready for it too.
All right, man. Let's close things out. I want to see. Oh, you've shown off a lot. Let me see your favorite combo of Kagura's. Show me the sauce. Send me off with some sauce.
Let me see. Okay, all right. Let me see. There you go.
There it is. Let's go. That's sick.
Yo. Yep. That's one of my favorites too. Just get that one little 6A. That's probably one of my favorites too.
All right, man. That's all I got for you. That was that was beautiful. Thanks for walking me through Kagura, how it works, and some sweet looking combos.
Yeah, no problem, man. Looking forward to the video.